The first card you have your past is the Page of Swords. So yes, I'm seeing secretiveness in this card. Someone's being a bit secretive. It's like they're trying to lash out or do something a bit destructive, but they're being a bit quiet about it. They're keeping this to themselves. They're not letting people know this is what's happening. I'm actually seeing someone who could have been pretending that they weren't interested in you. They weren't interested in what you were doing, but they actually were. They secretly were interested in what you're doing. I'm seeing someone who could have been actually checking up on you. They could have been looking at your social media or something like that, or just maybe asking other people about you. They were generally checking up on you. They're thinking about you, and they could have given you the impression that they didn't like you at all. They weren't interested in you at all. Maybe they didn't like you, but they were interested in you, definitely. I'm seeing that without telling you that they were. So it could have been that you might have fallen out with this person in the past, and I'm seeing that you do think about this person. You do think about them sometimes, but I am seeing some kind of childishness coming from this person. The pages are all younger people, so kind of people that are just learning, and they're not at the ninth stage yet, so they're not proper adults yet. They're kind of teenagers, really. So this person is a little bit childish inside themselves, more than a bit actually, and you're probably a lot more mature than this person. So they're not handling how they're feeling about you properly. They're going about things in a really kind of underhanded way. That's what I'm seeing. But it's really just their immaturity. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have your past is the Nine of Pentacles. So yes, this person's someone who you might not have had them around you at this time, but you knew them very, very well. That's what I'm seeing, but they might not have been around you at this time. I'm seeing that you still felt very close to them. You probably still do feel that way at this time for some reason. They might be a family member. But yes, they do lack maturity. I'm seeing that again in this card. They have a kind of immature idea about material things as well. Wealth, money, that's what this card's about a lot of the time. Not always, but yes, I'm seeing that they have this idea about, they have this immature idea about it. I'm seeing that whatever you have, you've worked very hard for, and not that you're a millionaire or anything. You might be, I hope you are, but this person has always felt that things come easy to you. I'm seeing this person looking at you, observing you, and thinking, oh, they have everything come easy to them. Why don't I? They just sit around in the garden, like this woman in the Nine of Pentacles, sitting around in loose clothes with all these beautiful things around her, not with a care in the world. You're just sitting there doing nothing. That's what they think you're doing. That's what they think. They have an immature idea about how to get to things, how to get to where you want to be. And you know that it takes time and effort and work for you to get to this stage where you actually do have things around you that you've built up, that you've earned. And yes, it takes time to get to where you want to be. There's a snail. I'll show you. There's a snail. I'll just move this so you can see. There's a little tiny snail at the bottom of this card. Now, it's very tiny. A lot of people don't notice this snail very often. And I think that's there for a reason. I think it's small for a reason. Well, snails are small, but I think it's there because people often don't notice that it takes a long, long time to get to the stage where you look like things are effortless and you look like you have everything. You know this. This person does not know this. Yes, they're just not appreciating the time and the effort it takes that goes into things that you've taken to, the time and the effort that you put into things. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have your past is a Seven of Wands. I'm still seeing you as being very, very strong, feeling very strong, and obviously this card is about battle, so this person might have tried to battle you in some way, or they feel that they're in some kind of battle with you. They're very they're not very happy with you. They have some built up, pent up kind of not very good feelings about you, or they had at this time. Yes, I'm seeing that they have had this kind of frenzy of battling against you. Maybe not directly to you. Again, I'm seeing the same thing in the Page of Swords, that they might have been battling you indirectly. They might have been talking behind your back or saying things about you or talking about you, that kind of thing. Not directly to you. But then I'm seeing that they might have been quiet for a while after that. They were battling and battling, and then they kind of went a bit quiet. They were kind of observing you. That's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing that practically, maybe at work or in your day-to-day life, you could have been feeling a little bit alone at this time. You could have been having to cope with a lot of things by yourself. Again, I'm seeing that you had a lot of strength. You were able to get through this. You were able to get through whatever you set your mind to. That's what I'm seeing. And this is the difference between you and this person. You set your mind to things. You go through battles to get to where you want to go. If you're by yourself, no matter what's happening, you can get through this by yourself. And it's not easy. It is not easy. And this person does not see that that's what you've been through. They just see, oh, this person sits around doing nothing all day. No, you've been through a lot to get to where you are, and you still have a lot of battles, but this isn't what this person's seeing. And they might be resentful. They might have been resentful at this time. They probably still are. That's what I'm seeing. The first card you have for your present is the Three of Cups. So yes, even though you did feel a bit alone in practical things, you weren't alone emotionally. That's what I'm seeing. Look at this group of women together. They're having a fantastic time. They're very, they're in a really nice, happy group together. So what I'm seeing is that you had a lot of emotional people around you who were there to help you emotionally, be with you emotionally. I'm specifically seeing one person. This could be a friend. I know this is a group of people partying together, women partying together, but I am seeing one specific person, and I'm just seeing you together with this person. I'm seeing you just talking with this person, just sharing things about your lives, really opening up to each other. And I'm seeing this friendship's getting stronger and stronger because of this conversation and because you're opening up. As you open up, you're getting stronger. This link is getting stronger and stronger. You've had a lot of stress. You still do have a lot of stress in your life. And, you know, this is what you really need. You need to have this link with this person. And I'm seeing this strengthening. I keep seeing strength in this, strengthening bonds between you and this person. It's like, you know, you're locking in your strength, you're locking in your connection together. I hope that makes sense. But I'm seeing these women's arms look as if they're forming a kind of a pattern. It's kind of like a link that you see in a chain that you wear around your neck. If you look at this chain, they're all kind of linked together. And if you look at their arms, they're kind of linked together in a way. They might not be, but that's what I can see in this. I can see this linked pattern, this circle. And so that's what was happening. You were forming a link with this person, a stronger link than you already had, a bond with this friend, with this person. The next card you have your present is Justice. So yes, obviously I'm seeing balance in this card more than anything, and I'm seeing you trying to get your balance back. I'm seeing that you were in a situation for a while. I'm seeing a romantic situation, a love situation. You didn't quite know where you were with this person. I'm seeing, yes, things were going up and down with this person, backwards and forwards, with this backwards and forwards energy. And I'm looking at this, yes, I'm just looking at these scales this woman's holding, and I'm seeing these scales swinging backwards and forwards. But at this time, they've kind of tapered off. They've come to a kind of a quiet time. They're cooling off. So things could be cooling off between you and this person at this time, just coming to a standstill. I'm not seeing any great big arguments or breakups or anything like that. You might be just gradually breaking up just naturally, if that makes sense, if you can break up naturally. But it's kind of just coming to a standstill after this backwards and forwards energy. I'm seeing things really cooling off with this person, between you and this person. And I'm just looking at how cool and detached this woman's face is. She's completely detached. She has no emotion in her face. So yes, things could have been cooling off emotionally between you, and also these scales used to swing backwards and forwards wildly, and now they're getting slower and slower, and they're coming to a stop. That's what I'm seeing with that card. So the last card you have your present is the Ten of Swords. So yes, this is about this person again, this person in the Page of Swords. they could be lashing out at you at this time. I'm seeing this is what happens with this person. I'm not seeing them coming out and talking to you. They're lashing out at you with their swords. I'm not seeing them coming and speaking to your face. This is the stabbing you in the back card. So this looks quite dramatic, but it really isn't. I'm seeing this person likes to lash out at you. I keep on seeing the words lashing out, so that's what I'm saying. They lash out at you. They're probably talking behind your back. They're probably telling other people about you at this time. But I'm not feeling really devastated. This card can be about feeling really devastated, but I don't think that's how you're feeling at this time, because I'm seeing that when I look at the sunset, I'm seeing that day after day after day, the sun comes up, the sun goes down. This person might have done this to you before, maybe more than once, probably a few times. They're doing this to you now, and they're probably going to do this to you in the future. And I'm seeing you probably at the stage where you know this person talks about you, they're doing it again, and by this stage you're probably just rolling your eyes around this person. You're probably just saying, oh, here they go again. Yes, I know they're talking about me again. That kind of thing. You know what they're like, and it's very sad. You do care about this person. I am seeing that. You do care about them, but there's nothing you can do about them lashing out at you. And I'm just seeing that what's happening is you're just rolling your eyes at this time, just saying, well, this is what they're like. I can't do anything about this. I'm just going to have to try and ignore it or whatever. The first card you have for your future is the Eight of Pentacles. So obviously this is the card of very, very hard work, and you do put work into things. I was seeing that in the Nine of Pentacles, but this is work that you're going to be putting into yourself. You're going to be going through a process of just getting yourself back together. I'm seeing, especially after this relationship slowed down, coming to a halt in the Justice card I was seeing, and also these stresses you were having around this person in the Ten of Swords. I'm just seeing you're going to be, what I'm seeing is you're able to be strong, or you were able to be strong around this person in the Ten of Swords, probably because you're so used to them by now, but you weren't very strong around this person who you're having this on and off, up and down kind of relationship with. What I'm seeing is backwards and forwards. I'm looking at this Justice card again. Every time the scale went backwards and forwards, every time things went up and down with you, your heart went up and down. So you're kind of riding up and down with this roller coaster, and every time they kind of ignored you or things went bad, your heart would drop down and sink, and every time it was okay again, your heart would rise up again. And so this is what you're going to be doing. You're going through this process of working out why you were so linked to this person, why your emotions were so up and down, dependent on this person rather than on yourself. And so that's what you're going to be working through. You're going to be becoming stronger and stronger as you go through this. You're going to be building yourself up. Look at this person's building things, constructing these coins. This is you. You're going to be building yourself up. And, you know, I'm seeing you kind of needing time to yourself to do this. If you look at this person in the Eight of Pentacles, he's working so hard. He has no time for anyone else. He's completely by himself. There's a town in the distance. He doesn't care what he looks like. He's got raggy clothes. I'm not saying you're going to have raggy clothes, but I'm saying that you're going to have some time totally to yourself to work through this system, to work on yourself. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that probably the phone's going to be ringing. You're not going to be answering it because you're so focused on yourself. And this is a really good thing. This is not selfish. Some people are going to think this is selfish. No, it isn't. This is a really good thing. You're working on yourself, clearing your head, working out why you were so weak around this person, and trying to build your strength back up again. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have in your future is the Knight of Wands. So look again, this is about this person who tries to attack you in the Ten of Swords. This is what they're like. This is their immaturity. They're running in and out. They're kind of out of control. This horse is completely out of control. This is because they're like this because they're hurt. That's what I'm seeing. They're hurting inside themselves. They've got some hurts they're carrying around with them. They're carrying around this fire with them that's hurting them. It's burning them. This is what swords are. This is about fire. This person's carrying around this fire inside their heart. It might seem fiery. It might seem like they're lashing out at you, lashing out at everyone, like they're really fiery. This fire is burning them. This fire is hurting them. They're carrying around a lot of hurt. this is a cringy saying, I know. Hurt people. That's what they're doing. They're trying to hurt you. They're trying to hurt other people because they're hurt inside themselves. Now, I'm not making excuses for this person. I'm not. But I'm just telling you that this is the reason why. This is what I'm seeing. They're carrying this around inside themselves. And if you were running around with fire inside yourself, you wouldn't be in control either. You'd be running around trying to put the fire out. That's what they're trying to do. They're going about it in the wrong way because they're very immature. It's just going to take time for them to do this by themselves. And again, you were right in the Ten of Swords. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about them. The last card you have in your future is the Five of Wands. So yes, this can be about little fights, it can be about bickering, all sorts of things going on. It can also be about a lot of running around, being very, very busy. And I'm seeing that's what you're going to be like at this time. You're going to be getting your energy back at this time. You're going to be working on yourself. You're also going to be working on a lot of other things. You're going to be very busy at work, all sorts of areas in your life, but mostly you're going to be working on yourself, still concentrating on yourself. This energy is it's directed in the right place. I'm just looking at the comparison between where you're directing your fire, your wands, your energy, and where this person's directing their energy. You're directing yours to a very good purpose. They're directing theirs to a very crazy purpose. So yes, there is a big difference between you. There's a big difference between your maturity, and it's very sad, really. There's nothing you can really do about this person again. You're just going to have to let them take their course and, do what they need to do and find this by themselves. You can try and tell people as much as you can, especially people like this. You can say, you should do this, don't do that, you're harming yourself. But this person's not going to listen. You know that, I know that. All you can do is concentrate on yourself. It hurts when you see people harming themselves, but you can't really do much about it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm sorry.